I'm gonna go ahead and start recording. Let's see, computer work. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we are recording. But Karlie, if you could just start with sharing a little bit of your story. I know some of my girls probably know you, but just for everyone as the whole or as the masses, I can't speak, it's fine. But yeah, just start with sharing your story.
All good. Okay. I'm just like, sorry. I've been on the road since 3 o'clock. I'm just getting in. So I'm just trying to get settled. But hello, I'm so excited to be on. I am Karlie, obviously. This light is just real cute, real cute. I've been in the business for 5 years on whatever day the 21st is, y'all. So I'm basically a 75-year-old woman in this. I joined at 18 years old. I was a super broke college student. My dad paid for everything. And he was like, yo, you need to figure out this whole deal with like going to Bath and Body Works 3 times a month. You're going to have to like get your stuff together and like pay for this somehow. I'm like, Dad, I don't have a job. I can't get a job because I'm leaving every weekend. He's like, you're going to have to figure something out. So lo and behold, joined the business. Within 2 months, I went Ruby. And then within 5 months, I went Diamond. And that was basically enough to get him off my back. So since then, obviously, I was not a mom at the time. I am a mom now. I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. We were full-time RVers for a bit until my husband decided he wanted to get into brewing. And so now I'm just a wifey and a stay-at-home mom who gets to make a full-time income on social media. So that's the whole bit in a very short little bit.
No, I seriously love that so much. Like, I love hearing about your story because if you guys don't know Karlie, she is one of the most genuine people I've ever met. Like, homegirl is seriously like my big sister, and I get to see her tomorrow and I could cry. I just remembered that.
My 75-year-old woman sister.
I seriously love her so much. So I'm super excited for her just to come on here with us and just share her tips and everything, because this is something like the topic of this, if you didn't know, was just like creating a culture within your team. And yeah, everyone freaking loves this girl. She's a queen. But it's just like simply creating a culture within your team. And I will just be transparent with you guys and say this is something that I struggle with, I don't think that was a good mindset. I am learning to grow through it.
You are working through it.
Yeah, we're growing through it. So I just literally was thinking about someone that I know that I look up to and that I know can really speak about this a lot. So that's why I wanted to get Karlie on here with us tonight. But also, if any of you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat too while we have her here. But the first question that I just wanted to ask you was, why does like building a community and like connection within your team, like why does that like matter? And like obviously I know, but I just want to like, answer to the masses.
Yeah. Okay. So how many people on here I think your whole team does colors. Yeah. We've talked about this. You're the color queen. Y'all all do colors. Okay. So I'm a blue. I didn't know I was a blue until like a year or so ago. I always thought I was just yellow, and I'm like majority blue and like a lot less yellow than I actually thought. But basically, if you don't know, blues are just like, they just like to have fun. They just want to like party all the time, which I'm like an introverted blue. So I just like to like party at home. So like basically this is perfect for me. But just like a little story of why this is so important to create culture in your team. So I went Diamond really fast in my mind. I was taking 18 hours in school, and I went Diamond in 4.5, 5 months. And then everyone quit. Like literally built a Diamond, and basically I was working with my 2 uplines, and we all 3 went Diamond the same month. And we were building together, but I was really excited about what I was doing, and I was good at it, and I could tell that from the get-go, and I was just having fun. And I basically decided to had a friend on Facebook timer thing going off. Basically I was just having a lot of fun, and no one that was joining me got it like I did, and I was annoyed with it. And if I would have known that I was a blue at that time, I could have like figured it out. But basically I just said, you know what, I don't care, I'm just gonna get it done. I'm gonna go Diamond, and I'm just gonna like figure it out. Which, like, yes, you could absolutely make promotions happen, but when you get where you're going and you look back and you realize that you didn't bring anyone with you, it's no fun. And I held on to Diamond for a while, but I eventually lost strength. And I struggled for a long time in my business because it took me a really long time to figure out what the missing link was. And it was just that I was trying to just like stampede over everyone. And it's not that I didn't love people, because I absolutely love people, but I didn't see how important it was from the beginning to create those relationships and to like teach people what we do, not just like the tasks to do, but like teach them, you know, how to be a leader and exactly what you're doing to be a leader. So that was over and above, but go ahead.
No, I love that. And I actually didn't know that.
Whatever.
Ooh, think you're glitching.
Am I good?
Yeah, I can't see you, but I think I can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I actually didn't know that about your story though, which is crazy because I mean, we have been friends for so long, but I had no idea that you had promoted to diamond and lost it. And I totally get that. And like something that I've been just deeply praying about lately is just like, okay, like I know I am doing all of the things every single day. I know that my team is doing all of the things every single day. So like, what is this like missing piece? Cause like, it was something like, it was like, and you guys know, like I'm green red, but I want you guys to drop your colors in the chat as well, just so we can see what everyone is. But for me, it was like, okay, like there is something missing and I don't know what it is and it's pissing me off. Like I was like, I don't know what this is, but like it was just making me so mad because like I didn't know what it was. And just one thing after another, I was literally like praying out loud and I was like, Lord, like I don't know what I need to do, but like, you know, slap me across the face with a brick if you have to, with like a word, because I don't know. And it just like honestly came recently that this was that thing that I was missing as a leader. And it was crazy to like kind of see like the realization of it happening. And I was like, holy crap. Okay, I get it. But yeah, so I love that you said that and you were able to be vulnerable with us because I know that can be hard sometimes, but I really appreciate that. So going off of that, what do you feel like is the biggest way to connect with your new distributors? Because I mean, that's really like what building a community is about, is just building connections with people. So how do you build that connection with your new distributors?
That's funny because I've always been like a super big voice message person. So I've always sent voice messages. I talk a lot, like a lot. And so I send voice messages all the time. And my voice message on text broke. I think AT&T is messing with my phone. I'm the biggest procrastinator in the entire world. That's also a blue trait. I did not know that, but now I'm like figuring myself out. But I procrastinate like no other. I just haven't gone to AT&T. I don't want to, so I haven't gotten that fixed. So with all my new distributors, everyone's like, you need to FaceTime your new distributors. Like literally all the trainings that I've been on lately, they're like, yeah, I just FaceTime them. And I'm like awkward. Okay. Like, I don't know what it is about FaceTime. I like made myself do it recently. It has worked so well with all of the new distributors that I've been signing over the last couple months. I just feel like they like just, I mean, it's one thing to like send a voice message. I do feel like that works and that worked for me for a long time, but it was like the breaking of the voice message like made me get out of my comfort zone. I love FaceTiming now. So basically just getting on within the first couple of days that they get started and just be like, hey, I'm a real person. This is crazy. Like they can see my kid running around. Literally, I had one the other day and every time she talked, he was talking over her. I'm like, this is just how it is. So just know my life is crazy, but they can see that I'm a real person. They see that I'm a mom. They see that like they didn't just join with some random person, because a lot of times you have quicker conversations with new distributor or with potential distributors and they don't know who they're joining. And especially now with the I don't know how many of y'all are doing the Google Docs, but that's where all of my distributors are coming from, is the application. So they just like find a random post and that's how they're joining. So I feel like it's super important from the get-go to just like establish that relationship with them and help them know this is going to be overwhelming and that's okay. But like, I'm a real person. I'm here for you. And I'm going to help you, you know, with anything that you need. So.
Yeah, I love that. And then I'm going to throw in a question that I didn't ask you earlier. But I know this happens to everyone. So what do you do if you get a new distributor started and they like go into the witness protection program? Because I mean, that's happened to me a lot recently. And I was in a red mood today and I was like, did I piss you off? Because like, I'm feeling a little bit. I was just like, talk to me, like, oh my Lanta. Yeah. So what do you do in a situation like that where you get someone started and they join the witness protection program?
So I think the biggest thing, and I always say this on FaceTime, but if it's a while, like I have a girl that just signed and she's in Hawaii, so we're like 5 hours different. So it's been like kind of a task. I finally got her on FaceTime today. But if you have someone that it's harder to get them on FaceTime or like on a, you know, phone call or whatever you do, if it's taking a while to do that, one, if you can get on a FaceTime ASAP, I call it out. Like, I literally just let them know, like, don't act like it's not going to be a thing. The biggest thing that you can do with new distributors is just being honest with them and letting them know, listen, like, this is overwhelming. You've never done anything like this, and it's completely okay to feel overwhelmed. It's normal to feel overwhelmed. It's probably good to feel overwhelmed because that just means that you're growing. Okay. So the number one thing is I will tell them, I will hunt you down. Like, I will just FaceTime you. I will call you until you answer, and it's going to be really uncomfortable. So just let me know if you're like trying to leave, and we'll just talk. And if you absolutely hate it, then that's okay. But like, just know that like I'm here, and just calling it out and like getting it out in the open. They always laugh. It just kind of helps it be a thing. So like when they start feeling that way, they're like, okay. And I literally had a girl today, we talked last night, and she texted me today. She's like, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm like, perfect. Let's get on the phone. Calling that out. If you can't get on FaceTime ASAP, just let them know. Make sure that your system, with signing your distributors, I have in my little system like a message that says, okay, so you're going to feel like joining the witness protection program. If that happens, I need to know. And if you just call it out, and then there's going to be people that they're going to do it regardless. And I mean, this kind of goes above the question, but like, I always tell my team when we're talking about signing or training distributors, send me the message. I'll send it to you after this because it's like on my text replacements. But if you are like training a distributor and you're giving every single distributor the same training, some people are going to quit. And there's nothing that you can do about it. As long as you're giving every person the same from the get-go, and I send them a message as soon as they do something, they have a next task. And if they don't get through a task, it's like you can't get to the next thing. So just knowing that as long as you're showing up and you truly do have the best intentions to train that distributor, and you really are hoping the best for them and giving them, your attention, not everyone's going to stick it out. So just knowing that like you're doing what you can do and letting them know and being honest with them from the get-go.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you said that too, because that's how I've always looked at it. Because I mean, it happens, you guys. Like, I have people leave. Karlie has people leave. Shay has people leave. We could go on. The list could go on and on. But it's like what I always tell myself, because it used to like really hurt my feelings, because being like the unhealthy version of a red, I was like, why don't they want to make money? Like I was just like all about that. And Shay would just like talk to me, and she was like, like how, like, whenever a situation like that happens, like I always ask myself, like, what did I do, or what could I do more of? And I still use that to this day. Like when I have someone that goes into the witness protection program and they literally ghost me and like block me on everything, I'm like, okay, that one hurt, but like, okay, what did I do? And I look at our text messages, and it's just me like, hey girlfriend, like all these messages, and I'm like, I couldn't do anything more to that. Like that was out of my control, So I mean, like if any of you guys are going through something like that, like just ask yourself, like do a little self-evaluation, like what could I do more of? Because I mean, there's been times in my business where I was bulldozing people, and it was like my own self calling me out, because I was like, holy crap, I'm so mean. Like, chill, Cheyenne. Like I just needed to like take a chill pill, take some confianza. But I just had to like have that conversation with myself. And if I wouldn't have done that, then I mean, who knows where I would be in my business right now, but it's just kind of having that conversation with yourself. And another book, or a book that actually kind of got me to do that, was Girl Wash Your Face. That was like, I don't know what it was in that book. It's been, I guess, yeah, I went double 2 years ago. So it's been over 2 years since I've read that book. And which is weird to think that I went double 2 years ago this month, but that's a different talk. But it's just crazy. But that's the book that like kind of like slapped me in the face to like, okay, be nice. So I love that so much too. So going off of that, how do you connect with people that are not your personally enrolled distributors? Because obviously like they join you for a reason, but that doesn't mean that you just like don't talk to everyone else. So how do you make that connection with the other people too?
Okay, so we have a boom chat, which is basically just going to be as soon as you get an enrollment, we add you to it. So that's any of my leaders are in that, and they just, anytime someone gets an enrollment, they get in there, which is just like basically their team chat. But truly with non-personally enrolled, I have a really good relationship with my leaders, and I'm just like constantly talking to them. So like taking Tatum, for instance, because Tatum's here with me. Like Tatum's going diamond this month. So like she has her leaders, and she's enrolled most of her leaders. So like what we do is I just talk to Tatum. So like, how is so-and-so doing, and what ends up happening, because we do have Zooms, and my leaders do want the best for their teams. so we just end up connecting through, Zooms and stuff like that. And anytime I see someone like really killing it, I'm just like reaching out to them. And I think the biggest thing, I think sometimes this is like a weird topic, because I feel like people think that there's like rules. Tatum, Cheyenne, I hope I'm not like overstepping when I say this, but like anyone on your team is your teammate. So like, don't feel weird about reaching out to people on your team. If whether someone's been placed under you or enrolled by someone on your team, everyone under you is part of your team. And I think the biggest thing to realize as a leader, that while it's not your responsibility for someone to be successful in this, it's everyone's own responsibility to, take initiative for their own businesses, but it is your responsibility as a leader to make sure that you are creating those connections with your team, whether they're personally enrolled or not. And I think that's also where you have to have like, a self-check, like, okay, if I'm going to make this a long-term business for myself, I can't just only care about myself. This isn't just about me. I do have people on my team that do have families and did join this for reasons, whether I personally enrolled them or not, and I'm getting a personally enrolled bonus or whatever off of them. They have lives too. Hi, Bubby. You want to come sit with me? No? Okay. Porter just walks by and he's good. But honestly, just like making sure that you're checking yourself and making sure that you want to sit up here with me? Come on, come see Cheyenne. You want to sit up here? No? She's really tired. We're skipping bedtime, okay? Basically just making sure that like, if you feel, and this is 100% what happened to me when I went diamond, if you're so excited about where you're going that you don't stop to think that other people are also excited, it doesn't matter when, how, what rank you get to, you will absolutely lose it if you don't create this connection. So just being mindful and finding whatever way, it's different for everyone. Like for me, what works is staying close with my leaders and saying, okay, who's kicking butt, who needs help, and just getting to know them through Zooms, inviting everyone to work Zooms, power hours, whatever y'all do, and just creating connections that way, being a real person. I think that's where I'll stop it. I could go into more, but it'll be all night.
No, I love that answer though, because I mean, that was something that like I personally had to like grow through myself, because I mean, it was just like, it was the craziest realization that like, I mean, especially like when I was like promoting to double and like these ranks like that was for me. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, like going all the way up until double, that was for me. And I could not care, I did not care about my team. And like, it's so hard to say, but I mean, that was just the lesson that I had to grow through, and it's just crazy to think about it now, because I was talking to one of my leaders the other day, and she was like, what's your plan for Prez? And I was like, dude, I really don't care when I go Prez, but like I have like 8 girls that are going triple diamond, and like every single one of them need to earn a freaking bonus. And I was like, I don't care what I have to do, but like I am popping a VIP and like 6 doubles and like 100 diamonds, and like I do not care. And then like she literally started to cry, because she was like, I remember having this conversation with you and you were like, I don't care, whatever I have to do to make the most money. And like that was 2 years ago, you guys. And like, it's crazy to like see that growth. And like, I'm sure Karlie can probably attest to that for like growing with me and everything, because homegirl's my life counselor. But it's just so crazy though. But I mean, I just love how you worded that though, because that was always like my thing was, I mean, I have Danny on my team. Danny is a really strong leader. So I was like, well, like, how do I like go to her people? Because like those are her people. So like, hello, but
I
like,
think the biggest thing is just like getting like, if you have to get out of your head, because I think sometimes we feel like an entitlement thing. It's like, well, so-and-so enrolled with so-and-so, but it's like you have an impact on your team and you have to like take responsibility for that. So no matter what rank you are, who's enrolled who, if you want to make this a lifetime type business, long-term, whatever, you got to be a good person. Like I literally just think you have to take the whole awkwardness, right thing out of it. The right thing is to be a good leader, and you got to create connection for that.
No, I love that. And like, I just love that you said that too, because I vividly remember telling someone like, I don't have to worry about her because she's not my problem, but like, she's on my team. That is my problem. That's my team, So I just love that you said that, because I mean, I even still go through this now, you guys, on the triple diamond. It's okay. We will grow through it together. So just going off of that, I feel like these questions are all kind of the same, but I know you can like kind of answer them differently and all of that. And don't mind keto, just chilling here next to me. It's fine. Y'all know me. But what are your biggest tips on just building that strong connection within your team? And like, let's just say, like, for example, like some girls have, or women, whatever, they have crazy schedules. They can't hop on work Zoom or power hours or team Zooms like this. So what would you say to someone that does have a crazy life like that, but like you obviously still want to make that connection with them?
Okay, so this is something that I've had to work on recently. I think it was Kelly Brown that was on Zoom, and literally all she said was, I have a list. I have a list of people that I need to check in with. And I'm like, she's like, it sounds so selfish, but it's like literally, okay, Cheyenne knows this, but like I was not an organized person, okay? Very much not organized, claimed it, proclaimed it like it was me, okay? It was not organized. It wasn't until I had my kid that I was like, I'm gonna lose my ever-loving marble. Like everything is mush. I don't know what's up and down. Like it's just, everything is just bad, okay? So I had to figure something out. And I started doing checklists and I started doing like scheduled things, and it's like my life changed. And so when she said I have a list of names, she's like, it's like, it sounds like I don't care about my team because I can't remember who to check in with, but it's like, you got to do what works. So like, honestly, I have a list. And it's like, these are people that I love. Tatum's on my list, and I love Tatum. Like me and Tatum have gotten really, really close. She's one of my strong leaders. Tatum's name's on a list because my marbles are not in order most of the time. And I have to make sure that I do what I can to keep my marbles together, okay? So I have a list, and it's people, you know, it's my leaders, because it's like I go down the list in my mind. It's like it's in my mind, it's now on the list, okay? So it's like I just write down anyone that's a leader, anyone that's one of their leaders that I need to have that connection with, any of my new distributors that I need to be checking in with, and just making sure, you know, checking in is going to look different for different people, different times of their business. Sometimes it's just, hey, missing you, you know, haven't seen you on a Zoom, or maybe it has nothing to do with the business. Maybe it has, you know, you just have to decide what works for you. One-on-one, yeah, one-on-ones are great. Making sure that you know, if I have, and this kind of goes way off topic, but like I get up between like 4 and 5 every morning. This has been a recent thing, y'all. This is not who I am normally as a person, but I had to get my marbles together. Okay. So I'm getting up between 4 and 5 every morning, and I'm taking me time. Thank you. Taking me time doing self-development and getting my tasks done before my son wakes up, because he's a tyrant and he likes to rule my days. Okay. And I realized that I gotta stop getting to the end of my days and acting like I don't know what happened, because I know exactly what happened. I didn't take control of my time. Okay, so I'm taking control of my time, and I'm getting my stuff done in the morning. Hi, baby. And so during the day, I'm the mom, but like if I happen to have some time, I'm like, okay, who do I need to check on? That's when I'm texting, you know, leaders, new distributors that have come in MIA, up and coming leaders that are, you know, have life going on. I'll just text, hey, do you have a time, or, you know, 5 minutes for a FaceTime, just want to check in. Or I just get on the phone if I know that they're at home anyway, because I, you know, a lot of my team has like full-time jobs and stuff, so I'll check in. But if I know that they're home, I'll just FaceTime them. Just making sure that you are utilizing your time, and like making sure that you're not just going through your business, getting too laser focused on your promotion that you don't think about the fact that you need a team to be there with you when the promotion happens. If that makes sense.
No, yeah, I love that. And I honestly love that you said that like you have a list, because I was starting to make one, and I literally like got tears in my eyes because I was like, you're so mean. Like how dare you, you know? And like that like honestly made me feel a lot better. Oh my gosh, Tito, stop it. He is stretching on my wall. Can you not? My Lanta.
Big cat mom, I
Stretching
can't
on like
handle it.
it's crazy.
So,
I have like things on my wall, and he was like stretching on them, and I thought I was gonna fall, and oh my god, crazy.
I can't wait until you have like a human child. You know what's up, don't you? Who came running in here?
Literally,
like, what you talking about?
All of the moms on my team were like, yes, you literally. But I just love that you said that though, because that definitely makes me feel better, because I was making a list and I was like,
if you feel like you're a butthole, but like you're trying to be a good leader, then you're doing the right thing. You can't feel like, if you start to feel bad about something, you have to just ask yourself, am I doing this because I'm trying to be a better leader? Yes. Okay. Well, then it's good. Like, it doesn't matter if you feel like a butthole. You feel like that because that's like past limiting beliefs or whatever you want to take it as. Like, that's just what your past self thought. But if you're trying to move forward and you're truly trying to do whatever you can to be a better leader and create better connection with your team, anything goes. It's whatever works for you. So
Yeah, no, I love that seriously so much. And then also just throwing this in there, such a side thing. I've woken up at 6 like every day for like 2 weeks now. So
yeah.
come at me. I'm trying to wake up earlier, but it's hard to crack my eyes open at 6. So we'll work on it. But I wanted to throw that in there because I'm proud of you for waking up at the butt crack of dawn.
Thank you.
But I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't really have any other questions. I feel like I have one, and I'm sure I'll have one here in a minute. But if anyone has any questions for Karlie just about this or just like anything in general, honestly, like please put them in the chat. I mean, honestly, you guys should be able to unmute yourself if you just want to unmute yourself and ask your question. I'm totally down for that. But I mean, do you just have any other tips or anything that is just on your heart to share with us?
I mean, I'm so bad. Like, open-ended, Karlie, what are you thinking? It's like we're either going to be here for 0.2 seconds or 2 hours. Honestly, I think in order to be, I want to finish this before I lose it, but like in order for this to work, like if you're on this, you obviously care about your business. If you truly want your business to work, while it is important to have goals of your own, you're not going to make it without your team. And I'm not saying like look to your team and be like, I need you. I need us to have a connection so that I can go do what I want to do. It's like you have to check yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like if you want this to last for any amount of time, and again, like I was saying a while ago, you can absolutely make whatever promotion, well, whatever to an extent promotion you want to happen by yourself. But it's no fun. You're going to hate it when it's done. And you're not going to help anybody. You might help them for 1 month with the paycheck, but you're going to be super butthurt about it because they don't deserve it. And you're going to have to do it all over again and learn better. That's why it's 5 years and still going triple. I had to learn a lot of this on the way there. And it's like you have to decide now if you want this to be a long-term thing. You're just going to learn what it takes to be a good leader along the way and actually be committed to it.
Yeah.
But I think that's all.
Yeah, Kiana has a question. But I mean, like, I just love that you said that though, because I mean, that was me. Like, I went triple, and in the moment, it was for all the right reasons. And then, like, after it, I was like, where's everyone at? And, you know, like, went through like one of those phases. And it's crazy because, like, now looking at it, I mean, our team's been pushing presidential for over 1.5 years. And I knew that there was like a missing piece, you know, like all of those things. But I mean, like, it's crazy how, looking back at that promotion, I can even like just see now how like that was like I wanted that, not like a team thing. And it's crazy just to be able to even point yourself out like that, because like it gets hard sometimes, but it's good to be able to do that because like that's where like real growth is going to happen. But Kiana, you should be able to unmute yourself. If not, just like throw it in the chat, but ask away, sister.
Hey, okay, this has been awesome. I'm super excited. My number, drop a if you're having fun. Okay, but I really was wondering too, because I mean, especially if you've been in the business a while, I think that there's like an awkward stage of like someone's gonna leave your business when like you don't want them to. Sometimes of course you can talk them like to staying and helping them and working through it. But what would be like your best advice, kind of like talking people off the ledge? Because I mean, I've been there in my business and like, you know, I've been in for 3 years and I'm like, can I do this? You know what I mean? So like, what would be your tip, like advice for that?
It's funny. Cheyenne and I were she was just on my, I don't know.
Oh wait, you muted yourself, friend.
I do not remember muting myself. Wow. It has been a long day, y'all. Okay. What I was saying was, Cheyenne and I were just talking about this the other day. It's super funny that you ask. So as far as people quitting, kind of going back to what I said earlier, 100% it's going to happen. Inevitably, this business just isn't going to be for everyone. And that's okay. And I think this is where, again, you just have to check yourself as a leader. I was watching, Cheyenne, I'll have to send you the link. I was watching a training today that Morgan Martin, hi baby, did with Brittany Landrum, something. Yeah. She's super cute. I love her. Basically she was saying that this is something that she's really, really had to work through in her business too, it took her 4 years to go from presidential to ambassador. And she's like, she is red, yellow. Okay. So she's like, I was working my business red and I was leading yellow. And so the yellow part of me was like, when people would quit, she would just get pissed off in her mind. And she's like, okay, like I'll walk you through like canceling on your e-suite. The biggest thing with people is that as a leader, you have to just be a good person. And it's like when people want to quit, there's a fine line between convincing, begging, and truly trying to get to the root of the problem. Because a lot of times people are going to quit because they're just genuinely freaked out. Okay. This business is scary. It's overwhelming in the beginning, especially if you don't know what you're doing, especially if everyone in your life that you thought loved you and would support you is telling you it's a bad idea. It's hard. And so before you get in your own mind, like that's not going to work for you, but hi baby, do you want to sit with me? Before you get in your own mind about how this is going to be hard for your chart, you have to think about that person. You have to say, okay, this person's feeling some type of way. I wonder what happened. And ask them. Be a real human. Get to that level in your mind where you're like, I remember feeling that way. Like, I remember absolutely feeling overwhelmed. And if you can ask them and they still are like, no, this is not for me. If you can truly say, you know what, I respect that. This is here if you ever change your mind. I've had several people that are like, is that the one that I was talking about just now?
Yeah. I just went to Morgan's YouTube and I found the one with Brittany.
It was like 15 hours ago or something. Yeah. So good. Just watch it. It'll explain it a lot better than I just blink. Yeah, it's fine. Just do that. It's good. Watch it. Did that answer your question, Kiana? I think it did, but I'm all over the place.
I think it did, but for me at least, because I know I had questions over that too. But Kiana, you can unmute yourself again if you have like any more questions on top of that, or again, if anyone else has questions, you guys can too. Because that's like honestly one of the hardest things I've ever struggled with is like when people want to leave, I'm just like, okay, because like, bye, because that's just how I've been, and I love that you said like working your business as, I don't remember the exact colors, working your business is this and like leading it as another, because like that's like so true. Like you said that and I was like, that was a light bulb, because like I can definitely see that for myself, like working the business as like this color and then leading or like doing everything else is a totally different color. Because honestly, you guys, I'm not green. Like y'all know me, I'm Shrek. I am not this way in normal life. And like it's so weird because like if you like look around, like it is an organized chaos, but like greens are like thinking of like outside of the business, like casual, put together, like they got all their ducks in a row. And like, no, I got like half my business ducks in a row, but like that's about it. And like I think it's crazy that you said that though, because like that just like literally hit home with me so hard, and I love that so much. Jenna, having people listen to you with what they need to do. Was that your question, Jenna? I think that was a question. Oh yeah, she's shaking her head. Okay, so Jenna was asking like having people listen to you with what they need to do to be successful or get their business to like boom in general. Like what would you say to that?
You can want it so bad for people. They have to want it for themselves. And I think this is different than just like trying to talk people off the ledge. If someone genuinely does not have a desire to make this business work, you can never make them work. And it doesn't matter how bad you want it, how good of a motivator you are, how many good training videos you send them, how you feel about it. If they don't want it, and they can say that they want it, a lot of people say that they want it, but they don't actually truly deep down in their core. I have not wanted it really bad at several times in my business. And that's why I have struggled, is because I've struggled with connecting to why exactly it is that I wanted. I've gone through seasons in life where it was just hard to connect. If someone is not making that like their mission right now is being successful in this, there's nothing that you can say or do that's going to convince them to do anything. Stay, work, be motivated, lead their team, anything. The only thing, literally the only thing that you can do as a leader, we good. My phone's on 20%, so it's telling me that I need to get my rules together better. Literally the only thing that you can do, the only thing as a leader is inspire your team. And the only way that you can do that is just showing up for your own business and letting them know that you are there for them when they want to show up for theirs.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, the only thing that I would additionally add on to that is, I mean, it's just like influence, and like I've been reading and like listening to like a lot of John Maxwell, and he really focuses on this a lot, which is why I've been like diving heavily into him. So if that's like what you're focusing on, John Maxwell Leadership Podcast, tons of them. Literally the names of them explain what he's talking about. Just look for the names. That's what I did. And so I was just listening to them, and like a lot of them, I mean, it was just kind of talking about, and I know like people have said this before and it never clicked with me until recently, but people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I've heard that, and I'm like, I care about everyone. Like once it like actually like it hit me, I was like, holy crap, like that's crazy, because like it's so true. And like it's crazy just like when all those light bulbs go off. But I mean, you guys, it happens to all of us. Like It's not just you. And that's the one thing I want to like press on to people again, is that we all have these feelings. We all go through it. I am still kind of going through a season of like, what do I want out of this business? Because it's like, what do I want? You know, and like it's constantly redreaming and casting that vision for your team. But I mean, it does start with you. Like you have to inspire those people. And like, I mean, I could go on forever about that, but it's really just, it's influencing people, but you will never influence someone that believes that you don't care about them. I hope that came out the right way, but you have to know, or these people have to know that they care about you. Like Danny, for example, I know I'm calling on her a lot, but I mean, she's like one of my best friends. Homegirl knows I would take a bullet for her. I would take a bullet for any of you guys on this Zoom, and even if you're not on my team. But if you genuinely don't know that your leader cares about you, you aren't going to listen to them. I mean, let's just be honest. Like, think about it in like your perspective. So flip that to people on your team. And that's something that I've really had to work on with myself. Because I mean, it's like, why won't she listen to me? Well, it's like, because homegirl, she doesn't think you care about her. And it was like, oh, and it's just that those little things that you just making like the smallest differences. Like this is something that I've really, really, really been working on with myself recently. And since Friday, honestly, you guys, was when this like mental revelation happened. So much has changed in my business and with the people that I've connected to within my team, that there are people that have been enrolling that haven't enrolled or haven't enrolled in a long time, like enrolled customers, enrolled distributors. And not saying it was because of me, because that's like kind of selfish, but I connected with them. I helped them with like their issues, and now they're enrolling. Again, not saying that was because of me, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like I connected with these people. So, I mean, I took literally like 2 pages of notes on this. That was seriously such a, like everything you said was seriously so perfect. But were there, Courtney, were you asking a question also? Okay. So yeah, but yeah, if anyone, hi Porter, hi P.
You say hi?
Hi. Okay. He's like,
He's like, whatever, I see you.
Yeah, but if anyone has any other questions for her, please just drop them in while we have her on. I didn't think this would be too long of a Zoom. But seriously, everything you said was just so good, honestly. I literally took so many notes. So I'm excited to see what it did for everyone else. Just gonna wait for questions. I hate like ending it so fast because people will text me afterwards and I'm like, well, message her.
Porter's like, bye.
Like, bye, but my mom, I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you. But yeah, I appreciate this so much, Karlie. I mean, I just really appreciate it. I could say that 10 times, but I loved everything you said. I know you added value to all of us, and I appreciate it. And I will get this up on my YouTube tonight. So if any of you guys missed it, watch the recording. And for anyone that didn't see the link, go to Morgan Martin's YouTube channel. Literally, it's the first video. It's like 53 minutes long, I think. But all you can see is Brittany. She's short blonde hair, super cute. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this